So in this video, I'm talking about my reply job. It's a job I do part-time simply because primarily I'm a mom. My kids are still very little and we own our own business, for those of you who don't know. But I decided to teach on reply because I thought I had a few spare time when my kids are at school. I could do something as well as, of course, make good content for you guys. So, and then again, secondly, because I want to be able to show you guys what you can do, because I know that people relocate and they are kind of sometimes looking for part-time gig and ways to augment their income, and this is one of the ones because I have tried so many things. I am on Amazon KDP. Don't worry, any day that one blows, I'll make a video for you guys, but for now this is what worked instantly. In fact, I created my account in 2023 and I didn't use it. So in 2025, that's this year, 2 months ago, not 2 months ago, beginning of the year actually, I decided to finish up my profile and do everything. And that same night, I got a message from someone saying they wanted my services. So this is something that works instantly. But the reason why I didn't have that class was because I didn't got an information that I needed to, give the government here my proof of German knowledge. So I had to start reading for an exam, which was why I had to pause my account and focus on my exam, because for me, I prefer to do one thing at a time. I know that there are people that can do it all, more power to you, but for me, one thing at a time. And 2 months ago, after I was done with my exam and thank God I passed, I resumed my side hustle. Now, in the past 2 months, I've been able to secure 10 students. In fact, as at shooting this video, I think I have about 11 students, because I just finished a trial class and the lady booked me for, I think, the next 2 months. So I have very active students, and the reason I am doing this video, like I said, is so that you can do it too. First of all, I do not think teaching is rocket science. I am an experienced teacher, but I wasn't trained a teacher. So now let me explain that. I began to teach when I did, for those of us who are Nigerians, when I did my NYSC, more like in Europe here, where the boys go to serve, they go to the military at a particular age. I think Austria does something like that. But in Nigeria, we go to serve the government by going to work in different institutions. So I worked as a teacher, and that was where I started building up my teaching skills before I decided to travel and use it as an experienced teacher. So I won't call myself professional, I'll call myself an experienced teacher, because I built my professionalism from the experience. And why I know that anybody can do this is because it just takes you to have good people skill, takes you to really want to help people for you to be a teacher. So for example, one of the reasons why I think I make a good teacher, and I'm saying this because these are like the reviews I get, and when I mean reviews, my students say it to me. I only had one student who actually went to my dashboard to leave a review, but the system will also ask you to also ask your students for reviews, which I haven't yet done, but I'm actually going to do that eventually. But based on reviews and based on even my husband, the day he heard me teaching, he was like, wow, he really likes the way I teach. So I think you just really have to have it in you to really want to help people. So if you have that thing in you where you actually want to help people succeed, you want to see them do well, I just think you're actually going to make a good teacher. If you're also somebody who likes to, if you're not domineering, there's some people that are very domineering, and that's why for those of us who went to school in Nigeria, we basically didn't really like going to school, because it was more like the method of teaching was a bit brash, where they flog, they wipe, they shout. So if you're just that kind of person, you're just somebody who likes to teach people at their own pace and who likes to get feedback from their students, you can also be a good teacher. Having said that, I'm going to say that it's something that I think if you have any skill in any field at all, in any you could try reply. That's what I think. I don't know if reply is just for English. I'm not sure. I'm not aware. And in the comment section, I'm going to leave my link so that you can actually just click on it to join. And I'm not sure if, I think I will be getting some percentage for that, but I haven't used it, but I just had to get a link so it will be easy for you guys to just click through and join the program if you want to. And just talk about the costs. Cost-wise, you are the one that's going to determine how much you're going to earn. But one thing I found interesting was that people from certain countries were actually automatically offered lower rates. So if you live in one of those third world countries where, of course, they're usually victims to things like this. If you work overseas, I'm sure you would know, you may want to transport yourself to another location so you can earn better. Because I'll give you an example. If you're going to teach pre-apply for somewhere like Nigeria, your cost price will be benchmarked at $3. And if you're teaching from somewhere like Germany, it's be benchmarked at somewhere like $25 per hour. So you can see the difference is really, really broad. Another thing is you may also want to take the certification programs that the platform itself offers so that you can prove to, there's some people that just like certifications. They like to see things to know that, okay, you've done this thing, you can do it. There are just people like that. And so you can also the certification programs. Personally, I've done just 2 or 3, and that's because I only do things that I feel are necessary to what I want to teach. For example, I saw a certification program on preparing students for interview. I didn't even bother because personally I don't even like interviews. So how am I going to prepare for an interview when I don't like one myself? So I just felt it's not going to be me. So I didn't even bother. And I think that the certifications you do with them actually determines the influx of clients. So for example, when I did my certification to teach professional students, I started getting more requests in that direction. So I think that's another thing. Another thing I would recommend is for me, I teach English like this. The same way I'm speaking to you is the same way I speak English. It's the same way I teach. So I don't fine-tune my accent. I don't try to sound American. I don't try to sound British. In fact, one time I had a client or a potential client who wrote me to say if I had British English because a lot of these people don't even know that brown-skinned people or black-skinned people or dark-skinned people, let me put it that way, can be native speakers. They don't know it. I don't think they know history and they know all the colonialism and all things like that. So they come to you thinking you also learned English. Let's put it that way. So I don't think it's necessary for you to speak in an accent. But if that's what you think would sell your market, then good for you. However, something that I think is much more better than an accent is your enthusiasm, your kindness, how fun, because most of the people I have, they're always like, oh my God, this class was fun. Oh my God, this class was nice. So it's more about your personal trait as a person as opposed to how you sound and how you speak. Because if you have a teacher who is really that you know has your best interest at heart, that's better than somebody who knows it all or who sounds proper and then you're in a class where you're literally snoozing off. Let's put it that way. All right. So another thing I would say is feedback. It's good for you to actually get feedback from your students because there is no point driving a car in the direction that the person or the person at the back seat doesn't want to go. So it's good for you to always get feedback at the end of every class so you know what to improve on and what to do next. And I think pretty much I've covered everything that I think you should know for you to be able to teach on pre-apply. I think it's fun. I think it's a get quick. I think it's a get quick cash scheme. Let me put it that way. It's not a scheme, but I just feel if you're looking for cash like instantly, it's a nice place for you to start because like I said, I got my first contact in the first 24 hours. And don't forget that your presentation video will determine everything. And just in case you're curious about how I work, I only work from 10 to 1 p.m. every day, and then on Saturday my schedule is open. But I think I'm actually going to go and fix a time because really I don't think I want to work every time, if that makes any sense. But then if I can just work from 10 to 1 and I'm enthusiastic about it, I'm telling you positive things, then you can imagine what it's like for anybody who probably doesn't have a job and who wants to take this full time. And if you're in doubt, you can go to Reddit, where I read someone there makes literally a full salary from it every month. Because if you get your clients every day, like maybe you have 8 hours, you work 8 hours a day, you can imagine how much that's going to be. But like I say in most of my videos, I really don't like to push people, so it doesn't seem like, okay, there's something else, this is just a video to encourage you and to tell you how to go about it and why you should do it. All right, so see you, bye. And if you haven't subscribed to my video, please kindly subscribe and support my video and support my channel. Bye, see you.